Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Wow, I have to do Tyler Perry's past life now. I kept mixing up Matthew and Tyler's names in the last reading I did for Matthew Perry. I apologize. I do that all the time. I mix things up. I've got mild dyslexia, and so I reverse a lot of things. And not to worry though, I had a picture of Tyler right in front of me. I did it again. I had a picture of Matthew right in front of me the whole time. My intention was Matthew. The universe knew what I wanted. The cards knew what I wanted. My tongue just got twisted. That's all. So today I'm going to do Tyler Perry. Also, when I make that many mistakes, to me, that's a nudge. That's a tapping on the shoulder from the universe. Hey, hey, hey. So today I'm going to do Tyler Perry. As many of you know who've come from my royal channel, he's quite embroiled with the Sussexes and whatnot. Apparently he's a godfather of one of the children. Anyways, I have to do this past life reading for Tyler Perry. I'm going to start this reading with a little bit of a positive message. So much going on in the world right now. Let's see what our little forest friends, a little positive message for us before we start this reading. Okay. Oh, sacred powers. Connect with your inner strength. When you're outside in the wild, breathe deeply and allow this sacred exchange with nature to replenish you. And this is from the stag spirit. Very nice. Yeah, get outside and go for a walk. Even if it's cold, just get the sun on your face or take a nice deep breath. Of course, if you're in the middle of downtown and it's rush hour, you don't want to be doing that. But if you can get outside of the city and go find a nice quiet place and take a few deep breaths, that would be lovely. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So this is Tyler Perry's previous life. So the life just before this life. So we're talking 1820s, 1830s, 1850s, 60s, anyways, the 1800s-ish, okay? And so in that case, in that spirit, first thing we're going to do is find out his gender. And back then, it was just boy, girl, male, female, man, woman. So we're going to find out what gender was Tyler Perry in his previous life. What gender was Tyler Perry in his previous life? Was he a man or a woman, boy or girl? What gender was Tyler Perry in his previous life? What gender was Tyler Perry in his previous life? Cards are ready. King of Gifts. He was a male. He was a very rich male. Very successful. Very rich. Very successful. All right. Lived to a ripe old age. All right. So now let's find out if you've been following along. Now we do who were his parents, because the parents and the childhood home that you grew up in really have a lot to do with your upbringing, has a lot to do with your personality. So first we're going to see what kind of household did Tyler Perry in his previous life as a man grow up. Let's first ask about the personality of his father. If the card is in reverse, that means his father was absent during his childhood. And then we go to see, was it by divorce or death? So the personality of Tyler Perry's father. Oh, King of Gifts. Yeah, his father was around. I think Tyler Perry came from a very wealthy family. All right, so now let's see, because if Tyler Perry was the King of Gifts and his father was the King of Gifts, that's the King of Pentacles. Somebody who's been very successful, has managed to put away a lot of money, a leader in his field, and also lived to a ripe old age. So let's see. Let's do Tyler Perry's mother now in his previous life. Tyler, and this will be easy for me because it's when it's like they're female this life but male last life. I get it all mixed up. But when we're doing the same sex, then that's easier for me. So Tyler Perry's mother. What was his mother like? What was his mother like? What was his mother like? Oh, Queen of Candles. He had a very vibrant mother. Very vibrant mother. Very adventurous. A lot of fun. Just a really fun mother. And, you know, you have to wonder, is that why he does all these fun female characters? Right? This would be the Queen of Candles, Queen of Wands, like really like the dramatic, and, you know, actually even could have been like an actress, loved to play with the children, you know, possibly even play dress up. So isn't that interesting? So Tyler Perry grew up with both parents right until he was 18. Let's see if we can get a feel on the emotional aspect of the home that Tyler Perry grew up in. What was emotionally as a childhood? What was the emotional aspect of the family that he grew up in as a child? What was the emotional aspect of the household Tyler Perry grew up in as a child? Ace of good cheer. I think there was a lot of love and affection, and a lot of love and affection handed out. Yeah, lot of love and affection, actually. Lot of offering of loves and hugs, and but I'm going to say this too. The ace is just a one, might not have been really deep connections, right? I'd like to see more of a 9 or a 10 for that. With an ace, of course, is offer of love, offer of hug, but it's more of the beginning or the surface of affection, right? So let's see what the financial aspects of the home that Tyler Perry grew up in. What's the financial aspects of the home that Tyler Perry grew up in? And I'm just going to take this moment. Tyler Perry's a living person, but he is a public person, and this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just a creative tarot entertainment of my own accord that we're making up as we go along. So don't sue me. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Just something fun to do. Right, Tyler? All right. What was the financial household? What was the finances like in the household Tyler Perry grew up in? Ooh, 5 of gifts. So 5 of pentacles. I wonder if eventually they lost money. That's so interesting because his dad was the king of gifts. I wonder if they lost money eventually. Or they could have been outsiders of how they earned their money, right? They could have been, I'm not saying anything illegal at all. You know, maybe I'm trying to think of what would have been an offside job back then. Acting, actually. Actors were people who traveled town to town and did shows and whatnot. They did well, or, you know, maybe like, I want to say like a snake oil salesman. I don't think so. I don't think it was anything like that. But they certainly, I think they ended up losing money in the end. But let's continue to go. Let's see what's going on here. So let's see how his personality started to develop. So as a child, how did Tyler Perry's personality start to develop? So this is 0 to 18. 0 to 18. Interesting, they were wealthy, but then lost their money. 0 to 18. What was Tyler Perry like 0 to 18? Ooh, page of canes in reverse. So page of swords in reverse. Bit of a liar. Bit of a storyteller. Just think, he was a bit of a storyteller. And what does he do now? He tells stories. Not very intellectual at all. That doesn't mean he wasn't smart. He just wasn't very intellectual. Like reading, he didn't like reading. He'd rather be playing. I think he probably struggled in school with it being in reverse. Let's see how he was as a young adult. So this would be 18 to 35. What was Tyler Perry like 18 to 35? This will also tell us if he got married early or late, or if at all. What was Tyler Perry like as a young adult, 18 to 35? Ooh, Knight of Cane. So this is the Knight of Swords. You know what? I think he was a writer. I think he was a writer. Because that's what the Knight of Canes, that would have been a journalism, could have written in a magazine. Could have been at school, but usually it's the Knight of Pentacles that is studious. I don't think he was married at this age. I think he was some type of researcher, writer. Then he became an intellectual. It's so interesting. The Page of Canes is in reverse, and then it flipped over, and he is a writer in this current lifetime. He's written all kinds of movies. So let's see. Oh, what popped out? Oh. This is the King of Cups in reverse. You know what? I think he ended up becoming addicted to some kind of substance with the King of Good Cheer in reverse. I think somehow something, he became a little bit emotionally unstable. I'm wondering, we'll see if he actually ended up with a partner, or this could be doing something to do with the family fortunes. Maybe he didn't make it in his career. Let's see. Okay, first of all, let's see if he ended up getting married, but it looks like he didn't live very long. King of Cups didn't live a very long life. And it looks like at the end of his life, he could have been drinking a lot, drugs. Yeah, and there were drugs back then. It was called opium. But probably alcohol. With cups. Yeah, it looks like he wasn't married. And you know what? He's not married in this lifetime either. But let's see. Did he end up having a partner at all? These cards are indicating that he really didn't, but he could have. Somebody could have married him just because they wanted to be married to a man. My grandmother did that. She was 25 and wasn't married, and she was being called a old maid. And so she just married the first guy that came along. He was quite a bit older than her, and he was a horrible husband. Absolutely horrific. Would beat her and drink like crazy, but it was better than being called an old maid, if you can imagine. I can't. All right, so now let's see, what was his occupation? What was Tyler Perry's occupation? Interesting, he showed up as the King of Pentacles, and I said, oh, he lived a long life. And then it shows up that he didn't. So I wonder if he was supposed to, his destiny was to live a long, prosperous life. But we'll see if his occupation and his soul contract, if he was unsuccessful with those, he might have ended his life himself. In that case, we'll see. Let's see. What was his occupation? What was it? Or no. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Now we're going to ask, what was his spouse like? That's right. Now we're going to do the spouse. I got all verklempt about that, thinking about what my poor grandmother went through. Sorry, thank you. All right. I got to clear that. Okay. What was Tyler Perry's partner like, if at all? And so if it's in reverse, either that was a relationship that ended. If we get 3 reversals, he didn't have any partners or long-term relationships. And we're going to assume that the partner was female, because back then that's how you partnered up. Okay. What was his partner like? What was his partner like? Oh, Page of Canes. He had a partner just when he was a young person with this page upright. I'm being drawn to pull another card. King of Gifts. And again, this is not, this is genderless. This is the personality of the person. I think that he ended up marrying somebody who was much wealthier than him, much more stable, much more wealthy, more like his father. More like his father. I think he had a young relationship, but I don't think they got married. I think he ended up marrying somebody who was quite a bit more wealthy than him. And that just could have been because of the family finances. Maybe they were known as a wealthy family and then they lost all their finances, but they were still kind of in the same circle. But it looks like he married somebody who was much more stable than him. Let's see if they were a happy couple. Let's see if they were a happy couple. Might have been somebody a bit older than him as well. Were they a happy couple? Nine of Good Cheer. So yes, they were. They were a happy couple. What were their finances like? 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 Nine of Gifts. You know what? They were very happy. They had a lot of money. But you know what? She ended up being alone. She ended up being alone. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering. No, I'm not going to ask. I was going to ask, did something happen that he checked out early? I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So it looks like he did have a childhood sweetheart kind of relationship, but then ended up marrying somebody who was much more stable. That also could explain why she ended up alone as well. Maybe she was a little bit older than him, and definitely had the money. She was the one who brought the money. But they were happy. They were happy. And what's interesting here is the Nine of Cups can also indicate over excessive alcohol consumption. So I wonder if they were drinking buddies. I wonder if that's why the Cups was in reverse once he married her. I wonder if then it became an emotional thing. He drank to cope with the fact that his wife was supporting them, and that's just how he emotionally coped with things, right? Because if he was a writer but maybe didn't make that much money, but it was definitely the money from her, his wife. He married up. So let's see, what was his occupation? What was his occupation, and was he successful at it? What was his occupation, and was he successful at it? Tyler Perry, his previous life. Does anybody know? Does Tyler Perry, I don't think he has any kind of rehab or alcohol or drug problems that we are aware of. What was Tyler Perry's occupation? 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 What was Tyler Perry's occupation in his previous life? And was he successful? The Child. No, he wasn't. He wasn't successful. We've had this one show up before in reverse, which is the Fool. The Fool in reverse. reckless, risk taker, foolish, gambler, unreliable, scattered, goalless, irresponsible. So that did show up as the young King of Cups there in reverse. I think his emotions were all over the place. So now let's ask about his soul. What was his soul contract? I do this. What was his soul contract? And did he complete his soul contract? What was his soul contract and did he complete it? What was his soul contract and did he complete it? What was his soul contract and did he complete it? What was Tyler Perry's soul contract and did he complete it? What was his... So yeah, it looks like he ended up marrying somebody with money and then just kind of becoming like a Harry. Maybe that's why he's attracted to Harry. He sees himself in Harry, or he recognizes himself. That's, but not that Harry married somebody rich. It's just kind of don't have, you're kind of rudderless, right? You've married to money, don't have to work. Let's see, what was his soul contract in his last lifetime? Ooh, the Lovers. Wow. Oh, he didn't complete it. He didn't complete it. And you know what? In this lifetime, he's not married either. To find your soulmate. To not find your soulmate. To integrate your masculine and feminine side. Well, that, you know what? He's doing in this lifetime. He's a man who dresses like a woman. So to integrate your masculine and feminine side, to change your choice of gender for incarnation. And he went male to male. To experience life from both the feminine and masculine aspect. To develop a healthy attitude to sex and make the right decision when choosing a love mate. Wow. So maybe that's why he ended up as a drinker. He didn't complete any of that. And yet he's doing all of this lifetime. He's doing all of this. To integrate your masculine and feminine side. To change your choice of gender for incarnation. He didn't do that. So that's why that was unsuccessful. He was supposed to come back as female this time. And he didn't. He went male to male. To know what is love. To understand the importance of honesty, trust, and communication. Wow. So he did not complete his life purpose. He did not integrate his masculine and feminine side at all. Maybe that's why he tried to do that by marrying somebody up so that he was the second in the relationship. But he didn't. He just drank that opportunity away. Oh, wow. Fascinating. Fascinating. So what's his soul purpose this lifetime? What's his soul purpose this lifetime? See what I mean? Look at the bridges that connect. And again, if I'm doing your personal life reading, it goes much, much deeper than that. Much, much deeper. We go over everything, your finances, did you travel, your passions in life, did you have children? I'm just doing a skimming here to keep this short enough for YouTube. Okay, what's his soul purpose this lifetime? 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 Wheel of Fortune. So this is called the Wheel of the Year. So, being rewarded for good deeds, having great luck in life, being born into a very advantaged family and position. I don't know about that. Having a great start in life, making a success of your life by not being afraid to seize opportunities that come your way, to have a great belief in your abilities and know that you can make a success of your life. So see, in his previous life, he was very unsuccessful. He was irresponsible. He took stupid risks. He was lazy in some ways. He didn't start anything. And he's taking that lesson and he's realizing all the mistakes he's made, and he's kind of getting a do-over. He's getting a huge do-over because he is making a success. And this card is upright, so when it's upright, it's saying he's successfully completing his life purpose. To know and be thankful that you are blessed, to share your good fortune with others. He's very, very generous. You can't take that away from him. He's extremely generous. That could have a lot to do with when his family was put out in the cold, when his family lost everything. Maybe people weren't generous with him. And so in this lifetime, he's fixing that. He learned that lesson in his previous lifetime. Look at the lessons he learned in his previous lifetime that he is now activating in this lifetime. Crazy, eh? Look, it just blows me away. This reading is so profound, so profound. If you have a habit that you just really can't give up, this is the reading that finds out why you can't give it up. You know, if there's something that you can't figure out why in this lifetime you're so different than your family, well, let's figure it out. Maybe you were an orphan in your maybe you lost both parents and you were an orphan in that last lifetime. So you still don't have that connection in this lifetime or whatever, right? So if you want your own reading, click down below. If not, that's okay too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for being a viewer. It all is good. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed this. And thank God I didn't call him Matthew. The clock agrees with me. Take good care. Bye for now.